Namaste, Pranam, Namo Narayanaya. Today we will see why India is called Bharat. How this name Bharat came. So this is a true story from MahaBharata. It's a true story. In ancient India, in a place called as Hastinapur, which is today's Meerut, there was a brave king known as Dushyant. He was from Puru dynasty, Puru Vansh. He was a great king. He was knower of many weapons. He had conquered many countries. And one day he went for hunting in a forest. In a forest, there was one beautiful river known as Malini. There were beautiful lakes, flowers, birds, animals. And there was a small ashram, a very beautiful ashram. In that ashram, lots of sannyasis and brahmacharis were doing puja, upasana, meditation, havan, etc. Seeing all these things, the king Dushyant became very happy. He thought, oh, am I living in Brahmalok? Is this earth such a beautiful and pious place? So he told his ministers and soldiers to wait outside, and he went inside the ashram and he was searching for the Kanvarushi, who was the owner of that ashram. That Kanvarushi belonged to Kashyap Gotra. So when he was searching for Kanvarushi, one beautiful lady came. She was wearing the clothes of a tapaswini, the one who does penance. That beautiful lady gave the king welcome, water, food, and said, how can I serve you? She said in a very sweet voice. That lady was extremely beautiful, and King Dushyant gave his heart to her. So King Dushyant said, where is Kanvarushi and who are you? So that young lady said, Kanvarushi has gone to forest to pick up some flowers. He will come back shortly, and I am his daughter. My name is Shakuntala. So Dushyant said, I am a Kshatriya and I follow the path of Dharma. My mind will never fall for a Brahmin lady. So you cannot be Brahmin. Tell me, who are you? So Shakuntala said that there was one great sage known as Vishwamitra. And this Vishwamitra was Kshatriya initially. And he was doing great tapasya penance. To break his penance, the Indra, the god of the Devatas, the god of the celestial beings, Indra, he sent one beautiful Apsara, a celestial lady, to break his penance, to break the penance of Vishwamitra Muni. So sage Vishwamitra and Menaka Apsara gave birth to a daughter, a child. That child was Shakuntala. And that Menaka put that child in the forest and went away. So in the forest, some birds known as Shakunt, they protected this child from tiger, etc. So this girl was named as Shakuntala because she was protected by Shakunta birds. The Shakunta birds protected this child, so she was named as Shakuntala. And when Kanvarushi went to forest, he found this child, so he brought her into his ashram and raised her. That's why she used to call Kanvarushi as her father because he had raised her. So Dushyant king, after listening to all these things, he said, "So you are also daughter of a Kshatriya, and I am also a Kshatriya, so I can marry you. And as a king, I can marry by the method called as Gandharva Vivaha, in which the bride and groom need not take permission from their parents. They can marry each other on their own accord." So he said, because I am a king, I can do this marriage. So Shakuntala said, if it is dharma, if it is not wrong, I am ready for that. So King Dushyant married her by Gandharva Vidhi, and they had a nice time together. And then hurriedly King went away, said that I will come back later with my army and take you back to my palace. The king was in a hurry because he was worried that if Kanvarushi comes, what will happen? So after the king went, the Kanvarushi came to the ashram, and out of shame and fearfulness, Shakuntala did not meet Kanvarushi. Shakuntala did not come to meet him. So Kanvarushi knew past, present, and future. He was Trikal Gnani. So Kanvarushi knew what happened. So he said, "Don't worry, Shakuntala. Whatever has happened is in line with Dharma, and you will give birth to a child, and that child will do 100 Ashwamedh Yajna, and he will rule the world. He will be a very bright boy." So Shakuntala gave birth to a very beautiful boy. He was very strong. He had great shoulders like a lion, very white and pointed teeth, big forehead and head. And he was very brave since childhood. He used to catch tigers and elephants and tie them to trees of the ashram. So he conquered all the animals. So he was called as Sarvadaman by the other ashramites. Sarvadaman means who can subdue all the wild animals, who can subdue everybody. So he was known as Sarvadaman. In few days he became very big. So looking at his feet, Kanvarushi told Shakuntala that, see, you are married, and a married woman should not stay at her father's house for long. It is not good for dharma, it is not good for her name and character. So go back to King Dushyant with your child. So Kanvarushi told his disciples to take Shakuntala and Sarvadaman to the King Dushyant. So the disciples took them to King Dushyant's palace in Hastinapur. Now when Shakuntala met Dushyant with her child, Dushyant said, "Who are you? I don't know you. Vishwamitra Muni and Menka were great. How can I believe that you are their daughter? And how can I believe this is my child? You may be lying, so go back." He refused to recognize Shakuntala. So Shakuntala was taken aback. She became very angry. She said, "A wife is the one who takes care of the house. She helps her husband in dharma, arth, kam, moksha, all the desires of life, all the pursuits of life. And the husband himself is born in the form of son. How can you not accept us? If you want, I will go back to the ashram, but at least accept our child. Otherwise, your head will break into 1,000 pieces." Like that, she said in anger. Dushyant said, "No, no, I don't know you. Who are you? Go back." At that time, Akashvani happened. Akashvani means a sound came from the sky. A divine voice came from the sky that, "Oh Dushyant, this is your wife and this is your child." So Dushyant told everybody, see, Dushyant told Shakuntala that, see, I knew you are my wife and he is my child, but the general public would not have accepted you both, and they would have, put obstacles in making my child a king. But now, because of Akashvani, everybody will accept you both. So Shakuntala became happy and started to stay with Dushyanta. Because at the time of marriage, Shakuntala had taken one promise from Dushyant that my child will become next king, and even when you are king, he should be declared as Yuvraj, the crown prince. That's why that Sarvadaman was declared as crown prince, and Shakuntala and Dushyant started to stay happily. And because Sarvadaman was raised by his father, and in Sanskrit, Bhru, there is one root, dhatu, Bhru Bharan. Bhru means to take care, to nourish. Because his father had nourished this child, so he was called as Bharat. And this Bharat became a great king. He did 100, Ashwamedh Yag. He knew many weapons and he conquered lots of countries. And the dynasty of Bharat was known as Bharat. So in that dynasty, the great kings came who knew Brahman. Brahmagnani kings came into that dynasty. That dynasty was known Bharat by the name of this king Bharat. In that dynasty, there were people like Arjun, Kaurav, Duryodhan, Dhritarashtra. All these were in the Bharat dynasty. That's why they were called as Bharat. And Bharat became the Chakravarti, the sole king of a vast land. So that area ruled by Bharat was known as Bharat. That's why today also the name of this great country is Bharat. Glory to Bharat. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Narayan.